we're here with our first official episode of the Unfiltered Show. Let's talk about it. Candace Sherelle.
I'm Davin the Man, better known as Big Davo.
And we're going to talk about some topics. Now, the latest one that's trending is, of course, the Jada and Will fiasco. What's your take on that?
That Jada needs to shut her damn mouth.
Really?
Yeah, she needs to stop airing out their personal business, what goes on in their household. It's nobody's business. It's like she's doing it for clout at this point.
I mean, she does have a book coming out, so of course she's doing it for clout. But at the same time, it's like, this coming out was like a shocker to many, but what people don't realize is you never really know what's going on in somebody's household, especially a married couple. I mean, you can't look up to these people and idolize these people. It's just like with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, you can't really have these high expectations when you really don't know what's going on in the background.
Yeah, that's true. Also, though, she needs to shut her damn mouth.
I mean, yes. Of course, with that type of, I don't feel like she should have used that to get back on the radar or whatever.
No, that's personal stuff. Y'all got a family, y'all got kids together. You're putting everybody in all of y'all's business, so that's gonna affect everybody. The kids, if they got kids, it's gonna affect them. People are gonna be sitting around talking about them, and that's just a sour ass conversation. I wouldn't promote a book by bringing up stuff like that. It just doesn't make sense. You know, you want to keep your dirty laundry inside your own hamper.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with marriage, it's totally different. It's not boyfriend, girlfriend, any of that. So it's completely different. It's like, I don't know. And I feel like they've been together long enough to where it should be more respect. Like, more of a respect thing.
That's definitely.
And you see, we haven't heard nothing from Will. Will tired, y'all. I know he is.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody kind of figured, everybody that's, grew up around our age, they kind of figured that Jada Pinkett was really in love with Tupac.
Yeah.
And, it just never was going to bode well for Will Smith with that situation because they two different type of people, you know?
Mm-hmm. That somehow still made it work, but...
Did they?
Did they
really
they
make
had
it work?
They had 2 kids together. He has 3 kids.
But was they really just happy? Was they ever happily married or anything like that? It appears to be, no. It was just all Hollywood, and they did it for,
the image.
And because all the stuff that she's saying and doing, and she's crucifying their marriage completely. Like I said about, with Tupac, Will Smith couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Now, it's understandable because your wife loving another man, knowing that she loves him more than you, it's probably pretty hard feeling to feel. Unfiltered is brought to you by Diamond Elite Magazine.
The magazine.
Mentioning Tupac, they finally, after 27 years?
Yeah.
They finally made an arrest on that.
How do you feel about that? Now, do you really feel like, allegedly he snitched on himself?
Yeah, he snitched on himself several times, actually. He's been telling on himself, and I'm trying to figure out what really transpired for them to go ahead and arrest him now after everybody already knew about them.
Right.
Years ago, the Orlando Anderson. That's supposedly the shooter. But these are stories that we heard years ago. The Keefy D, whatever his name is, we heard about all that years ago. So what do you feel is the cause of them actually arresting him now?
Maybe some actual concrete evidence came out or something in the background, or if it was someone like the police or something that could have perhaps been involved. Maybe they're like out of the picture now to where they could, so it wouldn't place the blame back on, like.
Or it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
You know, it could be them other people, the higher people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they was working for them people, and because you know Tupac was a very, very powerful, powerful voice,
Right.
in the urban community.
Yeah,
you know?
in his speeches, I just watched one of his speeches not too long ago. I really never have, and how powerful he was when and he said whatever he wanted. He cussed whatever they told him not to cuss. He said, that. So he was about what he was saying.
Yeah, he wasn't one of them people who was just rapping. He was actually, he was, then he actually stood for something that was extremely, powerful. They tried to make him out to be the bad guy when ultimately, like, he was a guy of unity. He wanted to build and bring people together and of our culture, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense that they just now arresting those people now. It's kind of weird, but it's the most craziest thing about Tupac, like I said, he was murdered 28 years ago or something, and his music is still relevant to this day.
Right.
Like, he's still known as the greatest rapper of all time, greatest. And it's not even just that he was a great rapper; he was a great,
actor.
He just all around entertainer.
Yeah.
Entertainer. He was well rounded. And it's weird because he's more relevant still than I say in my eyes, he's way more relevant than Lil Baby and Da Baby and no discredit to those guys.
The music don't hit the same. Even though I didn't grow up listening to Tupac.
I did.
I know, but when I listen to it now, if I hear it now, the words had meaning and things like that.
And the thing about it is, he died at 25, and he has a huge body of work. Like what? And it's still like, when you hear it, it still feels fresh. It's like he could keep up with any era of hip hop. Just imagine where he would be at if he never. You think about Jay-Z, because they all Nas, they all came up in the same era. You see how their music, evolved. Imagine what Tupac would be on right now. He probably would be something, probably be on some running for president type stuff. He would have been the first black president.
Oh man.
Yeah, because he was very wise, very powerful, had a large follower. People were sad when he died. People was actually sad, like all over. Like, he was representing the West Coast. We all knew he was from New Jersey. But man, we jammed in Pac in the South to all the way across the globe. He's a legend. And legends never die. Episode of Unfiltered is brought to you by
Prettyish.com, where all the pretty girls shop.
Yeah.
How we be watching so I love watching other podcasts. He put me on that. He loves watching podcasts that are actually talking about something. And we was watching Club Shay Shay last night. If you know who that is. But Skip. Shannon Sharp. He had on Tommy Davidson. And basically, I never really paid attention to Tommy Davidson or anything like that. I know the name, I know who he is.
Sure, boy, man.
But he was on there, he was just speaking about his come up or whatever. And how he came up was basically, he didn't even want to do comedy. And he had somebody right by him that pushed him, like, hey, you need to. And I feel like everybody needs to have somebody like that in their life. Similar to the Ye documentary, the Kanye West documentary, and he had his guy always following with the camera and always
following his journey.
Following his journey, that success story. I feel like more people need that, and I love how Tommy Davidson, how Shannon Sharp asked him about the Wayans brothers with Keenan Ivory, which I feel like doesn't get enough accolades or whatever. He really put his whole family on.
Yeah.
But
the crazy thing about Keenan Ivory is he put guys like Jim Carrey on, Jamie Foxx, David Allen Greer, all of his siblings. man, he was a great writer,
Yeah.
and I feel like, man, he was blackballed.
Maybe, yeah.
Because he had his own way of doing things that the industry didn't like at that time. They didn't like it. But guess what? They stole his whole pedigree.
Yeah.
And you got your Saturday Night Live. I don't know if that came out before Living Color. I never really got into Saturday Night Live like that. It's not my thing.
Yeah,
even as who the host now? Kenan and Kel.
Oh, Kenan and Kel. One of them.
The big guy.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be kind of hefty.
Hold on. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, I love Kenan and Kel show.
Yeah.
I love Good Burger. So yeah, no, I'm not trying to say anything bad about you guys at all.
I love orange soda.
Who loves orange soda?
Yeah, I love. No, let me stop. But anyways.
That's all we have for you guys today. Episode 1, the official episode, first episode of the Unfiltered Show. We will be coming out with a whole bunch more content. We just kind of getting our feet wet right now, figuring it all out, and yeah.
And remember, we doing product reviews and things like that. So if you have a product,
You want to send it?
Send that in. Just email us. And yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna also be doing food reviews and stuff like that. It's gonna be a little different, but we're gonna be trying. What other food y'all be talking about is always good, and I know y'all be lying because
Just hyping stuff up.
Y'all was talking about them barrel tacos from the taco stand,
Berea.
that Berea. Man, shit's garbage. Yeah, it tastes like some tacos dipped in transmission fluid. I don't know. Ask me how I would know how that tastes because I used to work on cars and the shit would be all hands. So you have to eat.
You licked your fingers?
No, well, you had to eat still while you was working, and it's hard to get that shit off your hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, until next time, y'all. So be sure to like, share, comment. If you want us to speak on any particular topics, go ahead and drop it in the box below, and